PLTR is wowing investors once again. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. A quick little market update and also giving you guys a little heads up on a few different companies that are going to be reporting earnings tomorrow, from PayPal, AMD. I do want to talk about PayPal, and it's just going to be my opinion on, like, fundamentally the stock looks like it's doing well, but technically the stock is getting destroyed. Fundamentally, it looks undervalued, but what's the point of investing in something if Wall Street doesn't like it? So I'll talk about PayPal in just a little bit. And then the ones that can influence overall markets, it's Alphabet, which reports earnings after Wednesday once the market closes. And then on Thursday, after the market closes, that's going to be Amazon. So a quick little heads up on the two big or Mag 7 stocks reporting this week. Alphabet, which is Google's parent company, and Amazon, which is after the market closes, right? AMD and Supermicro are also probably two tech-related companies that you might want to look out for. And the big one that a lot of people are talking about today is Palantir. So very quickly, how was Palantir's performance today? Palantir killed it. An amazing, not only report, but also the market's reaction was insane, right? From lows of 146 to highs of 161. Right now it's trading right around 160. Again, if you think it's an overreaction, can this be an overbought reversal to short tomorrow? A quick little heads up, especially from someone like myself. I've tried shorting PLTR. I have found it to be a very challenging stock to short. Not an easy stock to short because market sentiment for this stock, like Wall Street, loves it. And that's kind of like what I've learned is I would need to respect the temperament of some stocks. Some stocks are just too resilient. And in my opinion, Palantir is just a very risky stock to short because Wall Street loves it. It's not that you can't make money shorting. There's obviously been downturns from 222 all the way down to lows of 149. It ripped all the way back up to 195. So again, if you know how to play with the highs and the lows, then sure. But looking based off previous lows and previous highs, it's kind of in the closer to the support than it is to a resistance. And keeping it that simple, I do not care to short this by any means. Yeah, it could have possibly been an overreaction into the upside. I do not care. It's just not worth the risk for me. What did they report today? So they not only beat earnings per share by 9%, but they also beat revenue by 5%. EPS up 79% year over year, revenue up 70%, EPS quarter over quarter is up 19%, revenue is up 19%. This is like, do I think Palantir is a good value stock? No, of course not. Like, I still don't agree with the valuation, but at least with companies like this, like, not only are they like talking the talk, but they kind of do walk the walk in the sense like they are still an aggressively growing company. And this does not support irrational valuations, but at least it tolerates them definitely a lot better. And I think that's where I can give kudos to a company like Palantir. Again, I do not agree with the valuation. I still think it's incredibly overbought. It's 321 times its earnings, but it is kind of becoming, I don't know if it's just because it's more resilient or based off of its current performance. Its net income is growing, its revenue is growing, and P ratio isn't as bad as it once was. It's still very expensive, right? So if you understand P ratios, you understand it's pretty much like the premium that you are paying. And when you go to Investing Pro and you look at their pro research, you can just see like how exponential the revenue growth is. It's not just the stock growth, any stock can skyrocket for no reason. MSTR was a really good example of this. MSTR is the biggest BS company there is out there, right? It doesn't make any money, and it went from lows of a few dollars per share to highs of $543. Let's get that. Price performance does not mean it's a good quality company or that it's going to sustain itself, because now 60% later, it can lose everything, right? Especially when fundamentals don't match the valuation. For Palantir, it at least paints a different picture. Yeah, on the larger time frame, again, I still think it's expensive. But when markets are this irrational, markets are trading at all-time highs, they support irrational valuations. And I think that's what it comes back to, is at least their fundamentals. It's not that they align with the premium that they trade at, because it's still trading at an insane premium. But you can see why Wall Street loves this company. And that's what I'm here to respect, is kind of give kudos where it's earned, not where it thinks it's deserved, right? So again, congratulations to all Palantir investors. It performed very well today. We'll see if it holds. Again, I have no intention of shorting it. I just wanted to quickly chat about it. The thing that I do want to highlight very quickly is tomorrow. The one that's at the top of my radar is PayPal, because PayPal is one of those companies that I've really wanted to invest in. If you look at PayPal's performance, especially when it comes down to price action, it's incredibly oversold. It's been falling since the highs of $93. It's now trading at 52. It's approaching previous lows. And if you type it into Investing Pro and we type in PayPal and you look into their fundamentals, there's huge upside, right? When it comes down to the P ratio, it's trading at a P ratio of 10, incredibly inexpensive in comparison to, its competitors. When you click on the Pro Research, it's like, okay, at first glance, you might be like, oh man, this must be like a company that's really falling apart. Its revenue must not be growing. It's no longer a growing company. No. Right? Revenue is still showing signs of consistent growth. And that's the thing. It's just like the fundamentals are just so different than the technicals. And that's what I want to learn more about, is to learn more on why Wall Street does not like PayPal, right? There has to be a valid reason. And that's what I'm going to dedicate a little bit more time learning more about, because again, I'm all about investing in good deals. And if I can identify PayPal at a good deal range where fundamentals are good, but technicals are just not there, then again, being able to get it I don't need to get it at the lowest price. I just want to get it at a fair price when price action isn't so terrible. So again, this is the one that I'm going to be paying most attention to tomorrow, not because I think it deserves a buy, but because I want to learn more about it due to that discrepancy of price action is terrible. It's incredibly bearish, and it looks like it has not found any form of support. It just continues to sell off, but its fundamentals look quite fair. So that's what I want to learn more about, and to see if things are beginning to turn around for a company like PayPal. So other than that, a pretty exciting week. Alphabet, Amazon report earnings this week, Supermicro tomorrow after the market closes, and AMD. We have a lot to talk about, and Strategy is going to be reporting this Thursday after the market closes. And for those that watch my videos, you know that I've been very proactive about shorting MicroStrategy. So that's something that I'm very excited to kind of learn more about, is can the company still trade or still try to trade at a premium from its Bitcoin holdings, knowing that it's completely fallen apart and that the average price of its holdings for Bitcoin is below the current price of Bitcoin. That's the part that excites me the most, is we're so close to a critical point for MicroStrategy's kind of like history where things can really begin to fall apart much quicker than what we've already seen. You might be like, well, Ricky, it already went from $500 per share down to $140. What more do you want? All of it, all the way back down to $15 to $20 per share, or possibly getting delisted. And to know what can happen with a company like MicroStrategy if it is forced to liquidate, or if it is forced to sell, what then happens to the crypto market? A whole FTX scandal all over again. Again, excited to learn more. So again, all I ask you to do is, if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below, and hopefully I can do my part in keeping you up to date. Hope that earned a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And I hope to see you for tomorrow's live trading session whenever you're ready to tune on in. Second link in the description down below. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.